Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you happen to be joining us here on STAM Studio Network. Today we are bringing you coverage live from Sebring, Florida. This is a track, this is a stable in North American history as well as racing history. Welcome to the 17-turn, 5.8 kilometer bumpiest track in North America. Welcome to Sebring International Raceway. My name is Sean Stam. I am going to be the only guy up here in the booth tonight, but we will be, well, I got everybody there in the live chat to keep me sane, and live chat is also the directors. I'm the producer, I'm the cameraman, commentator, all that, but gotta shout out that live YouTube chat, as you guys are the directors at letting me know just what's wrong, how to fix it, and keeping the stream moving forward. Looking at our starting grid here on the left side of your screen, Rodham Katz, Ignacio Glumser, Ido Tal, that top three. Lots of familiar names in this Silver Series. We will have two series racing here today. Silver and Gold, two 20-minute series. Only top 10 inversion will be happening in that Gold series. Ido Tal, Itzik Grossman here, Rodham Lev, Ofik, P6, Ofer Mazuz will be P7, and we will be seeing some new cars on track. That's right, Tal Stern has blessed us once again with a great car and track combo, but new to these drivers this season, the LMP3 car. Bertie Galili, Mini Land, Aaron Frankel, Alon Gabe, Matan Chester back here starting P12 respectively. Matvey Erza Rafael starting last in P14, as this is a little fun stuff I'm going to bring up on the screen just real quick. That's looking at Rand, so Rand races in the gold. This is Mini Land right here. I just was going through some quick Instagram little screenshots that I had of everybody that's I know of. They're over following me on STAM Studio Network, and so shout out all these guys. Miniland doing, I mean, lots of these drivers doing lots of real racing. Goodness gracious, in the wet there for Mini. So shout out all these guys, especially Yuval Merrick, MF Racing, especially Tal Stern, Rand to Sony. We couldn't be doing this without all of you guys, so this is what makes this possible today. All right, we got a long pace lap, so hopefully going to get a look at some paint schemes here, but well, yep, newer cars. I'm already seeing some ILAKA Esports action there on our pole sitters car. I'm trying to, there you go, okay. Woo-wee. Oh, a short pace lap, all right. No paint schemes needed. Well, you will get through them just a little bit later. Green flag is out. We are racing here, the bumpiest track in North America. We are green flag here in Sebring. This is heading into turn one. You got to make sure you get your marks just right. Lower tire pressures, lower tire temperatures is already contact. That's Rodham Lev and then Itzik. They're going around. we will keep the race going here in the front of the pack and take a look at that replay just once things settle down. Thank you everybody joining us here on SSN as well as the IIL YouTube channel as things are starting to heat up here at Sebring, just now coming to the hairpin, and thankfully we'll not have to deal with sunsets in this practice session, or excuse me, in the race session, because that was all in the practice session earlier. These drivers were blind going into sunset. That would be the last turn, number 17, as we're just now approaching the 15 quick section here, especially in these newer cars for these drivers. Lots of new downforce, lots of new speed. Here's Ido Tal working on the back of Ignacio, trying to get the spots, but he'll get a long run down this short straightaway and then down the longer straightaway out of, oh, little headlight flashing here. So check this out. You got to set this corner up as, oh, no contact. I was just going to ride on, and that's going to take out Ignacio, as well as, I think that's Ofek that got involved there as well. Yes, it is. Here's the longer straightaway that I was talking about. And Sebring, one of my favorite tracks here on the iRacing surfaces, we're still going around. Oh, no, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drivers involved. Okay, first let's try and take a look at what happened to Rotem Lev here on... Well, okay, that's a little late. Here we go. Replay, of course, brought to you by the one, the only Stam Studio Network, and this is the most recent incident that has taken out quite a few drivers. Let's hop on board with Aaron here. This is late after, yeah, looks like that's light blue and white machine going around, and then once again, oh my goodness, going for a spin there in the tire barriers. All right, we will cut back live to action as Rotem Katz is continuing to lead this race over Ido Tal. Birdie Galili, Mini Land, and Erza Raphael are top 5 running drivers at the moment. So we take a look at what happened to Ignacio. Actually, we'll start with the first incident of the race, Ofer Mazuz. I believe this was down in turn 5. We'll hop on board with him here. Ooh, just too deep into one of the hairpins. Actually, it was more on throttle, more on corner exit there, and man, just lost it. That LMP3 prototype machine coming around, but no harm, no foul there. As here's a look at Ignacio's incident. Yep, this is what snowball effect here, folks. This is what caused a chain reaction. Is, oh boy. 1, 2, and then he's able to keep it going, but in turn number 17, 3, 4, going to end up going around again and taking out even more drivers here. Silver Series. Yep, there it is, just on the rumble strips. A car that was not healthy, trying to drive it as such. A little risky here, especially at Sebring, but man, Rotem Katz. Nice, and we appreciate you uploading that old driver image picture to the SDK database, as it helps the personality out in the broadcast here. I think you guys have dealt with me just enough already. We'll cut to a quick Crank It Up, brought to you by SSN, IIL, as well as ILAKA Esports. Stick with us here on Stam Studio Network. Alrighty, crank it back down. I'm back here up in the booth as we have a spin, actually just a little bit the back of the camera shot there. I think that's Matan Schuster going around, that number 7 machine. We're going to take a look and see how that happened, as I think it was self-induced on the rumble strips. These cars are, I mean, a centimeters off the ground. No, that's just carrying a bit too much speed there into turn number 17. Going to loop the car around, but no damage. These cars are so aero sensitive, so thankfully no damage, but gravel on the tire is going to be a little bit tough for a turn or two, as we have Aaron a little bit slow on the track. Let's see what happened to Mr. Frankel here. Same section. You're trying to set up the car here to get a good exit through 16, coming up here to 17, and ooh, that's under braking, brake-by-wire systems in these LMP3 prototype machines, and oh boy, if you have your brake bias set up a bit too much to the rear, as we'll hop on board with him for this replay of it and try and listen. Yeah, just locked up the rears. That'll send you around in an instant. I say no harm, no foul when these guys spin. Of course, just referring to damages. Once again, these cars super aerodynamically sensitive. Look at the front splitter on these things. The rear diffusers. Oh, that's Aaron getting in the rumble strips, and that's once again how glued to the track these machines are. You barely hit some rumble strips, and even in these LMP3 machines. New car for ILAKA IIL racing here this season, so might take a race or two for some of these drivers to get used to, as gravel might be on the tires. This Aaron going around once again. Ooh, that's going to put a bunch of gravel up through the track out of that hairpin corner. I think that's turn 6, so keep in mind as Rodham, Lev, and some of these lap drivers will approach turn 6 next time by. You're going to have to keep it a little bit on the safer side, and iRacing actually now will display a debris flag. So if there's some gravel or maybe even a front bumper on the track, they will. It's separate than a caution. Caution being that all yellow flag, but it's actually striped yellow and orange. If you see that at the top of your screen when you're racing here behind the cockpit of one of these LMP3 machines, well, that's what it is, and we'll have to keep an eye on Rodham Katz here, excuse me, as he makes his way through this section for the first time. Able to make it through, no harm, no foul there. Closest battle on track at the moment between Erza Rafael and Matvey Merman here, as nighttime has now fallen upon us here at Sebring International Raceway. If you're just now joining us, this is the bumpiest track in North America. It's got some history behind it too, as far as I believe a training airfield base for pilots in World War II, and so we utilize one of those airstrips here. It's the longer straightaway coming out of turn 17 heading, or I've been calling it 16 all race. Excuse me, 17, calling it 17 all race. It's actually turn 16 going into turn 17 sunset is that long straightaway there on the back. And I'll bring up that track map once again. Very long track here. I don't think, is it 5.8 kilometers? Is that right? My conversions might be off here, folks. Double check me in YouTube chat, as we see 8 viewers here on SSN, as well as I know there's quite a few over on the IIL stream as well, so appreciate all you guys joining in here. Say something in chat, we'll shout you out. Maybe pick a race winner that is not the, well, that's not the machine of the 646, because my goodness, 4-second gap there to P2. Something that I love about Sebring is they do the 12-hour race here, a staple as well as in North American racing and history. But look at they have kind of reflector lights on basically the racing, defining the racing line here. And Sebring was one of the first tracks I bought, and just seeing that for the first time as we transition from late sunset into nighttime, it's pretty neat. It helps you pick up your marks just a little bit more. And if this was in the wet, if this was in the rain, oh boy, it just helps that much more. But thankfully, that's not on our plate here tonight. Matvey approaching the back bumper of Irza here. That 79 machine having a great run. He's up 7 spots since the start of the race, running in 6th now. Right on that back bumper of Irza here. Looking on the back board of Irza here, remember, this was a driver that's been off the track a couple times here today, but to get back up to P5, he's up 9 spots on the race, our biggest mover. Nice run for you today, Irza. As you see the top left of your screen, Rodham Cats putting down the fastest lap of the session. 5.5.9. Heading into, this is turn 17, the infamous sunset bend here. And this, if we could slow the footage down, get a replay of just how bumpy this specific section is of the track. I mean, thankfully, that's the one thing that's not simulated within iRacing is the G-forces. And I'd probably get a concussion going through there as many times as these drivers are tonight. But side by side into turn 1, there's oh boy, trying to make that move. Or excuse me, that's Matvey trying to make the move there into turn 1. Not going to stick for him just yet, as we'll take a quick replay at the move that could have happened for Matvey. Tries to make the outside stick and just not enough grip, as we'll cut back live to coverage. This is them side by side going into the hairpin. Matvey on the inside, he's later on the brakes. Able to make the move this time on Irza. Nice pass for that 79 up to P5. Now up 8 spots on the race for Matvey, as well as Irza tied for biggest movers of the race. We're not missing anything out front as the gap for the lead is continuing to stay about 4.5 seconds. So we'll continue to keep our eye on this battle. And let's see if we have any driver cams here today. Oh, come on, Silver Series. Boo. I know we'll have some drivers there in Gold Series, but maybe I take you. Uh-oh. Stream is unlisted. Yeah, okay. I saw that for the IIL stream. Let me make sure that... Oh, it's also unlisted on mine. Oh, my goodness. Okay, I'm going to switch that right now, but I saw that for the IIL stream. They had theirs unlisted as well, but man, 2 mess ups. Let's see if I can... Oh, no, SSN's on public. Okay. Whew, that scared me. Yes, Tal Stern as well as Elion. I think I'm saying that right. Racing Fan 69. That IIL stream over on the IIL YouTube channel is on unlisted, so we're keeping you here on the public stream here on SSN. I appreciate you guys that have switched over coverage or have had family members or friends move over to this stream. This is my channel here. We're sitting at 333 subscribers. Magical number here on Stam Studio Network. Shouting out once again just everybody. Oh, I'm looking at the I'm gonna switch over to Sam Studio Network chat because this stream is once again unlisted, so. Oh. Boo. Okay. Okay. We'll keep going. As I was checking out all of that stuff, I think Iran went off track once again, bringing back on more gravel here, as now this gives me a look. Ooh, the light up palm trees. They've actually simulated those as, yep, Iran getting on the rumble strips. You see the sparks fly out the back of the LMP3. Once again, just how close these cars are to the track, but take a look at this once again. This is iRacing for you. Check it out. They actually, that's just the coolest thing to me. The neon palm trees there, pretty special. iRacing simulates not just everything racing, but everything around the track as well. As even though it's nighttime, some of this stuff will still kind of catch your eye and just a little bit. But IDOTAL starting to reel in our leader of Rotom Cats. We'll take a look at the lap time history between the two. IDOTAL just a little bit quicker, but as we just now approach 4 minutes to go in the race, I think Rotom could be dialing it down just a little bit here. Doesn't have to go too hard into the corners, as we will have another 20-minute heat in this Silver Series, and then we will bring you the famous and Gold Series, 2 20-minute heats as well as a top 10 inversion. As now we're looking at IDOTAL and Birdie Galili lap time difference, and that gap is 20 seconds. So unless something big were to happen to Ido here, just gonna have to keep it smooth sailing here at the bumpiest track in North America. Not really too many battles here on track, except for this battle for 10th. It would be the 2 lap down cars of Ignacio Glumsher and Itzek here. And why are these 2 drivers with lots of pace a lap down? Well, I will show you. This was our green flag. Right after the green flag, it was lap 1. And here is that incident. Ignacio just getting a little bit deep here into turns 15, 16, and gonna loop it around. Unfortunately going to collect just a couple of drivers. That was the first one. That's when Rotom Lev gets involved. Goes spinning through the grass, and then we're going to see Ignacio here. Just the car is not handling as what it should be after heavy damage, and even more cars involved, unfortunately. So this is why these drivers, including Ignacio, Itzek, Eren, with so much pace, they're admired lap down already. So keeping it going here, though. Rotom Cats, IDOTAL, Birdie Galili. Birdie up 5 spots in that 420 machine. As well as, so is Mini not here. Is they're tied for the second biggest mover of the race. Is still Matvey and Erza Rafael are tied for the biggest movers of the race at both plus 8 spots. Yeah, apologies, it's just me up here in the booth tonight. It's the time zones get the old us across the pond here a little weird, and lots of my co-commentators actually having some real jobs to contest to here today. So those, if any of the gold drivers watching, if this gets as strung out as we're seeing here into the Gold Series, maybe we could possibly get a mid-race interview or something. That would be neat. Let me know if you're down for that, and jump up in the ILAKA Discord or even the SSN Discord channel, and we could be getting some onboard shots with you as you're kind of walking us through the track or something. But Matvey here, he's had a good run here today, although he's sitting P5, up 8 spots. Great run for that number 79. But Rotom Cats, my goodness. So we're just now going to approach the white flag lap here. Out of Israel, that's 646 machine. Trying to, that's a lap down car. I think that's Rotom Lev. No, Ignacio maybe? I was trying to figure out who that was. This being nighttime now, it's harder to see the paint schemes, but I don't even think the paint schemes would save me, as these are newer LMP3 cars throughout the series. Rotom Cats just needing to get it around Sebring one more time to complete his victory here in this first heat race. IDOTAL sitting P2, so is Birdie still. See some newer viewers jumping in that SSN stream. Appreciate you guys, and make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and if you maybe something that I'm not doing so well, let us know in the live chat, or if you just want to hang out, I'll shout you out. Say something. We're sitting at 4 viewers now live in SSN, and I think that was 8 last time I checked in IIL YouTube. So appreciate all you guys coming out. Rotom Cats putting on a clinic here today from the bumpiest track in North America. as looks like there was a good battle. It's not on my graphic. Here we go. It could be Ignacio here. Ignacio and Itzek. That's something I could do better is, well, I'll blame that one on the LSDK, but a little side-by-side from Ignacio and Itzek here coming to the checkered flag, but unfortunately, that's not going to contest our race winner here today in the first mini race. Rotom Cats going to take the checkered flag here from Sebring International Raceway. Congratulations. Ido Tal is going to take P2. If he's able to keep it around sunset, it's a tough, treacherous turn, but he'll do it. Birdie Galili, Mini lands coming home at P3, P4. You see our drivers a lap down will finish up here. Ignacio, Itzik, Aaron, Matan, and Alan Gabe. Here comes Birdie to take the checkered flag now. Oh, he's playing with the throttle. I don't know if you guys heard that too, but man, just on, off through 17 there. Here comes Mini Land out of turn 15, 16, heading to, oh, well, it's nighttime. Come on. Dang it. All right, that was out of 17. Matt Vey here going to bring it home P5. And let me know what you guys are thinking about the new graphics layout as well, as this is something new for Season 3 of ILAKA. Appreciate Tal and everybody there behind the scenes for bringing me back, as it means a lot to me. There's here bringing home P6, OFAC here. P7, that number 21 machine, -1 spot since the start. Our flagman's going to have a arm workout. My goodness, he's still whipping that thing around. Ofer Mazuz coming home P8 for 422. Rotom Lev. That's our other Rotom here tonight, coming home P9, -4 spots since the start. Then Ignacio, these lap down drivers once again already taken the checkered flag. Itzek, Aaron Finkel, Matan Schuster, and Alan Gabe. Ooh, that was quick. All right. Fireworks already, but hey, tone it down there in the fireworks stand. We got one more race to go for Silver Series. Looks like gridding will start up just now. And if you are just now joining us, welcome to the stable in racing history as well as North American history, as we race down a well, what was a landing strip at one time in a World War II training base here in Sebring, Florida. Oh man, no top 10 inverted here today, but it's still going to bring the action here in this Silver Series from IIL, ILAKA, Rotom Cats. This is, well, our standings from last race, but also our starting grid. Ido Tal, Birdie Galili, and going to be hopefully just a little bit cleaner this time with no top 10 inversion, as that's something that we saw last season. It brought the racing, the intensity up just quite a bit, but maybe keep that just for our Gold Series drivers respectively. Is, I mean, we're still dealing with 1,800, 1,600 I rating levels here tonight, so this is by no means these drivers. It says Silver Series, but these drivers have so much experience, and oh, maybe some contact already there on the outside, but Rotom Cat's going to lead us to green flag. Here we go. Green flag racing from Sebring International Raceway. Another 20-minute heat as we are wrecking in the back. That was, I think Rotom got going there and slammed on the brakes. That was a huge incident already. Oh my goodness gracious. We will have to take another look at that as Rotom Lev, Ofer Mazuz, Herza, Raphael, and Ofer already entering the pits. I thought I saw Rotom kind of on the gas and get the car woed up there out of Sunset, but the pace car taking a later line there into the pits, and quite possibly, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 drivers involved in another lap 1 incident. Once things boil down, I will take us back to that green flag. fiasco there, as you could call it, as Rodham Cats now out to a 2.2 second gap already. Ignacio Glumser here with a cleaner start, this time by Itzet Grossman right there behind P3, trying to put the pressure on. I was hoping that we'd go just a little bit cleaner this time by, but now that things have kind of calmed down just a little bit, let's take a look and see what happened, see what transpired into turn 1 here. I want to back this up even later than this. I'm going to back this up towards, late on the formation lap, because let's see here. We're right on board with Rodham Cats and then cut to a exterior cam. But, okay, the pace car's gone. Here's Rodham picking up the gas. I think he just timed it wrong with the pace car. He was about to pass it, so he had to slam on the brakes, and then, oh boy, big incident here behind. Oh, they're still wrecking. Here, let's take a look at a outside incident of the wreck. Does this start with Ido Tal? Oh, that's Rodham Cats. That may not even be on him, as Ido Tal just hit one of those, the bumpiest tracks in North America. Diffuser bottomed out, and well, chain reaction, snowball effect once again here from Sebring International Raceway. Battle for P2 continuing to give us a run for our money, as Matt Vey actually entering the pits now. Aaron Frankel having a bit of an incident, as well as, Aaron Frankel and Erzal Raphael. Let's see if this is a different incident. No, it is a different incident. This is lap 2 of the race here. Aaron going to self-loop it, is getting the rumble strips. No! Oh my god, had nowhere to go. Cannot slow down these LMP3s that quick, and heavy contacts for Raphael and Frankel here. Almost got beached on the rumble strips too. And now this gap between Itzik and Ignacio is starting to show itself just a little bit more now. I'm wondering... Oh, Ignacio going off track. That's what's going to present gravel on the tires and going to lose that spot to Itzik. Just a simple self-induced mistake down there into one of the toughest turns. That hairpin corner. Just getting a bit too deep here at Sebring International Raceway. Ofer again, an incident. Or looks like he was a little bit slow, and then Matt Vey as well. We're going to see what happened to him here. We're cutting to so many replays here. Lots of incidents happening within just a few seconds of one another. Heavy braking zone here for the number 79. That hairpin corner, same corner as our last replay. Going to loop it around. As gaps are continuing to grow around this super long speedway. We're going to cut to an SSN, crank it up here. Stick with us. I'll be right with you. So we have 5 viewers there in SSN now, as well as those, I believe it was 8 there in IIL YouTube. So appreciate you guys tuning in. I will treat you to a crank it up, as I would be tired of my voice if you were guys now. So here we go. Stick with us. I'll be right back. we crank it back down, it is Sean Stam back up here in the booth, and as we cut to a rear shot of Ignacio here, I mean, even the rear brake rotors are having to really slow down the car. As normally you see the front rotors start to glow just a little bit more and a little bit earlier than the rear start to pick up a bit more heat. But that was a cool camera shot. I'll cut to it once again if you guys can kind of catch an eye of what I'm talking about here. Oh, this is the front. You can see the fronts have a slight glow to them. We'll stick on board here on a heavier braking zone and see if they a little bit light up. Light up a little bit. There you go. Oh, actually going to cool off. Didn't really use the brakes through there. Here comes turn 17. 16. Dang, I get that confused every time. I'm not confused, just saying it wrong. But Ignacio Glumsher, nice run here today. Having a way better start this second mini series. Speaking of mini land going around. Oh boy. Does he get on the rumble strips or just carrying a bit too much speed? Yeah, combination of both. No, do not. Oh, well, there's no slowing that car down hard into the tire barriers. Alrighty, things happen so fast in this LMP3 car. If you're just now joining us, these drivers are newer to the LMP3 car in this series. As well, we started with Super Formula Light, ended up with the BMW M4 last series. Now we're gonna have the LMP3. So I really appreciate Tal Stern for picking the correct or the most fun car track combos, as we're seeing some newer names light themselves up just a little bit towards the front of the timing scoring pylon. And you see the timing up in the top left. We are just about 11 minutes to go in the race. And don't be fooled, guys. That is not the end of the stream. We are going to have two 20-minute Gold Series race after this. And that top 10 will be inverted after the first 20-minute race. So stick around. Be sure to grab yourself a snack, a beverage of choice after this race concludes here in just about 10 minutes time. So appreciate everybody joining us here as we got Matan Schuster as well as Mini Land into the pits. Obviously Mini coming in after that heavy damage. And let's see what happened to Ofer. Ofer Mazuz here, the 422, will hop on board with. Heaviest braking zone at the track, just about into this into the hairpin, and rear end's gonna loop around. Possibly too much rear brake bias in that 422 machine. Gets it off the racing line. Oh, that couldn't have been much closer. That orange and white LMP3. I wonder if Tal's gonna treat this as like a stepping stone as we continue to work our way up just to faster and faster cars. Do we possibly see LMP2 next season? But it's a little bit early to be talking about next season. This is race 1 here tonight. It's Kier having a great run. He's going to have a good run in the points as well as Rodham. I mean, not to mention going to take the sweep if he's able to keep it up. But I've learned here on SSN, I can't talk too soon or I will give a driver the old Sean and Tater curse. So closest battle on track, Ofek and Birdie Galili. Ofek, you see that driver suit? Lots of these drivers, once again, lots of real life racing experience, as well as kind of going door to door with each other in the real world. So to do it in the sim world here tonight, it's pretty cool for these drivers, and especially for Birdie having a great run here up to P4. Tal up to P6. I say up to P6. He's actually lost 4 spots since the start of the race, but just an unfortunate start for him. Ofer Mazuz up 1 spot up to P7, and then Matvey here just keeping it on track, having himself a good race. Unfortunately down to P8 respectively, but with the pace that we've seen from him, I expect this driver to be up in the points as our season continues to carry on here and IIL, ILAKA Esports. Appreciate you guys coming on board, allowing us to do what we do here on Stamp Studio Network, bring you coverage live from tracks across the globe. Here tonight we are at Sebring, Florida. Rodham Lev here, keeping it on track. He is where he started here tonight, running P9. Oh, see what I mean? Sean and Tater Kerr strikes once again, and he's actually... He might be safe on losing P9 for the moment. Well, we'll keep an eye, because here's Matan here making his way into turn number 1. Oh, he could definitely get over after that spin there. Or excuse me, Rodham, excuse me. As we will compare the lap times between those two drivers now. This is Rodham compared to Matan. Matan actually in the pits last lap, I believe. That's why we're not seeing timing and scoring. But just a little bit slower, so maybe I'm just trying to sell a 20-second gap, keeping you guys a bit entertained here in Stamp Studio Network and IIL YouTube. These drivers that are possibly watching this race, getting ready to take the green flag in the Gold Series. Once again, I would appreciate, maybe reach out to me and we can get you a grid walk interview, or maybe even a mid-race interview. I know that we'll have some more driver cams. Let me double check here. No, come on, Silver Series. Boo. Get those driver cams up, as it adds some personality to us, gives us something to talk about. But guess something else to talk about. Rodham Cats continuing to lead. Could get the Sebring sweep done here today, as we just now approach 14 minutes to go out of 20. That's just 6 minutes left in the race. Itzik here closing the gap ever so slightly. Ignacio and Birdie Galili. Actually, that's not Birdie. That's a lapped car down there behind Ignacio. Once again, sorry, it's just me up here in the booth here tonight. It's some co-commentators, or really all of my co-commentators, just a little bit busy. So that's another reason that I'm kind of pointing fingers towards maybe a mid-race or grid walk interview for that Gold Series. I think it'd be pretty cool. I know we're going to try to interview top 3 of Silver Series today after the race, but I do know that I'm going to have to get going over to the Gold session relatively soon, and I don't want to miss the cutoff mark on that, because man, missing the whole Gold Series race, oof, that would not be good. I'm going to bring up the iRacing UI while I have a second here. I'm going to put you guys on board with Rodham, show you his racing line around Sebring, and I'm going to double check how much time I have here for Gold. All right, well, it says I'm already out of time, but there's no way, because Silver Series is still going on. So I know Tal and everybody at IIL wouldn't do me like that. So it's definitely just have to refresh the UI or something. But it's scary when I switch over to that, and I'm like, okay, please don't already be starting. That's what I'm trying to say. But speaking of racing lines, oh my, bumpy. It's like holding on to it. There's the diffuser. I don't know how it's not bottoming out there out of Sunset. Once again, bumpiest track in North America. And I mentioned racing lines. Let's hop on board here with the P2 driver, and we'll compare it to Rodham Cats, our P1. Well, actually, we'll flip that around so we can see. Here's Rodham taking it through 3 through 5, and then here's the racing line of Itzik here. Pretty similar, but it's going to struggle to get the power down on corner exit. Going to lose speed down the second to longest straight here at Sebring International Raceway. Gap now down to 3 seconds instead of 2 now. It's just a slight mistake like that. Here comes Ignacio on that long straight exit. Or excuse me, the straight before the long... hairpin at the end of the long straight. Sure, that's what I meant to say. It's dark here, boys. It's getting hard to see, but we're making it happen here on SSN. Come on, I'm still waiting for some live chats there on the actual Stam Studio Network channel. I had to switch off of the IIL YouTube channel because, yes, I learned that video is actually unlisted in the IIL channel right now. So they'll get it fixed. They may have already gotten it fixed, but if you're wanting to say something or get shouted out on the stream, come over to my channel, hit that like button, subscribe, and let us know what we could be doing better in the YouTube chat, or if you just want to maybe pick a race winner for Gold Series. I think Rand Tassoni and Yuval Merrick, those drivers are going to be my ones to watch, and they could even possibly be watching this broadcast already, as it's getting pretty close to race time. But, and Ignacio, nice run. He's up, oh my goodness, 14 seconds over Birdie. And once again, let's see what happened on the race start here. Oh boy, that's a little bit too zoomed out. My apologies. Let's back that up just a little bit. And let's try and break this thing down for you. Here we go. So, apologies, I need to rewind this so I have a bearing here. Okay, this is Rotom Cats, and then we're going to look back at, oh man, Birdie starting from the pits, weird, okay. And then here's Itzik here. This is after the incident has happened. Okay, I'm going to rewind it one more time, apologies here. This is even in front of, is it OFAC? Okay, well, there's the incident, and that's just, once again, a snowball effect. Oh my, Iran almost pulling those evasive maneuvers to get around it, but spins doing so and almost clips that red and black LMP3 as they go around. Fastest lap today belonging to Ido Tal, running P6, -4 spots from where he started, but just managing the day given that start sequence on lap 1. 155.48 for Ido Tal. Gap continues to hover around just to about 2 or 3 seconds to back to Itzik here as Rotom Cat's making his way around some lap traffic. I believe that could be Matvey again. As you see Barney the Flag Man getting his arm workout. White flag is out here from Sebring International Raceway. One more lap to go to Rotom Cats to solidify the Sebring sweep here in the Silver Series. Just excellent run here today from Rotom. He's really shown the pace, shown that he knows how to drive these LMP3 prototype cars. Is once again newer car in this ILAKA Esports series. So we just now are starting off the season, and it will be a excellent start to the season for Rotom Cats if he's able to complete the lap here. Saw some side by side. Yeah, that's Matvey. He's given way there. I believe that was Ofer Rotom Lev going around. My graphics software is not showing that battle, so I had to guess there, and I guessed right with Matvey, but not sure who that other white LMP3 was. Regardless, Rotom Cats, he's going to come around the 3/4 mark here now. 14, 15, 16. Set up the longest straight here to the track. There's those brake rotors glowing. You can see it just a little bit last time by. Oh, that already cooling down. No brakes out of 15. Here we go out of 16. Heading into Sunset 17. A little bit off the track, but with a 5.6 second gap. I'm not sure that that's going to matter just too much. Rotom, excellent run here today from Sebring. I'm going to hit you with the triple S. The Sebring sweep. Or what was the Super Sebring sweep? There you go. Congratulations, Rotom Cats. As well as Itzik here, this is going to be great run for both these drivers in this Silver Series. Here comes Rodham across the line, as well as Itzek here to make this official. Ignacio 2 seconds back from Itzek. Birdie Galili 22 seconds back from this battle. And just to make sure that I am not going to miss out on Gold Series, I'm going to hit you with a quick commercial break, but hopefully these drivers finishing up in top 3 going to join us in one of the Discord chats, and I'll get you some driver interviews. Stick with us here on STAM Studio Network. Congratulations real quick to Birdie Galili, Ofek Idotel, Ofer Mazuz, Matvey Merman, Rodham Lev, Miniland, P10. Rounding out P11 through P14, Matan Schuster, Erza Raphael, Aaron Frankel, Alan Gabe. Be right back. Stick with us here on STAM Studio Network.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible.
Okay.
Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Sebring International Raceway, where I have the race winner, the Silver Sebring Sweep, you could call it. Rodham, you got a copy?
Yes, I hear you.
Holy smokes, congratulations first of all. And how did you do it? Was it all on the pace, or was it maybe a little bit of luck? I don't know, I think I saw all pace, and was that just result of lots of practice, or man, walk us through it.
It was a practice also, and it was a good start. I qualified in P1, so and I start both of the races start very good. So I just managed the pace and the gap between me and P1, and just I didn't do mistakes and just take a double podium. Very nice.
Man, excellent run once again. That's a tremendous boost up in the points. Yeah. Starting out there on the pole, I think, was the safest spot to be, definitely, especially both races. It was just a quick, short pace lap, so not really too much time to get too much pressure or temperature into the tires. But regardless, congratulations once again. Is there anybody that you'd like to shout out or make this possible for you to come race with us here tonight?
Yeah, thank you Tal, and all the organization and everything, and I enjoyed the league and everything, and thank you for the podcast also.
No, we appreciate that, Rodham. That's what keeps us going here on SSN and IIL YouTube channel. So We appreciate that, and best of luck here to you in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, see you. Thank you.
Thank you, Rodem. Alrighty, it looks like right now. Oh, okay. I don't tell. You got a copy?
Hey, how are you guys?
Hey, doing excellent after that race. That was, I mean, lots of fun to watch and commentate on. How are you doing, especially after the finishes here tonight?
Yeah, the first race was kind of amazing. The second race, I was like a rookie error with the cold tire. In the first, I just pushed not in the line, flat out. Then I spin, and I'm sorry for that. For who is crashed after me, I didn't see. Sorry. But I feel amazing. I feel like I was the fastest in this session.
Man, I think that's what I saw too. You have an excellent handle on this LMP3 prototype machine. It's so much more downforce and power compared to what we have been running. Can you you can probably explain the differences just a little bit better compared to the previous seasons. I mean, what's it like trying to tame the beast?
It's completely different driving. It's like this is not the same. It's nothing same. Nothing similar. I think there has a lot more downforce, and it's so punishing. Every mistake you lose like half a second. Very, very punishing, and it's different. In the M2 you need to be more aggressive. In this one, the LMP3, you need to be more gentle, more kind. You bite. Different car.
Racing, a total game of risk versus reward, but you jump in a prototype, especially the LMP3 Yashir. I mean, you're just asking for it. I like how you mentioned it. It's harder on the mistakes as well, but is there anybody that you'd like to shout out?
Can you hear you?
I was just saying congratulations once again, and is there anybody that you'd like to shout out for your race here tonight?
Yes, thank you first of all. Then I want to shout out Rotem Katz, was very fast, very, very fast.
Thank you. You too. You had a good laps.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Might be the old Silver Series at top of the boards here for the rest of the season, but you'll have to stick with us in 2 weeks' time. Congratulations to the both of you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Alrighty, that's going to do it for Silver Series interviews, as we have just, looks like 3.5 minutes before Gold qualifying finishes up. And if you guys, alright, well, I'll start this off. If you guys are just now sticking with us, first of all, welcome to SSN or the IIL YouTube channel, as bringing you coverage live from a stable in North American history as well as racing history. We're at Sebring International Raceway here tonight, bumpiest track in North America. Got some World War II history behind it as well, as you can see those landing strips on the right. One of them looks a bit more modern. I believe that's what the drivers all fly into here in Florida. But regardless, we've had the Silver Series compete tonight, and now we're going to look at the Gold Series. A bit more I-rating throughout this whole field, going from about 1,300 upwards of, my goodness, 7,000 I rating out of Reuven, actually putting it P2. But the reason I'm bringing up the old drivers here, not just to, of course, mention their names, but if you were watching Silver Series, I mentioned to this, Yuval Merrick and Ran Tassoni going to be drivers to watch here tonight. And, well, Yuval smacking it on the pole. Tal Stern, actually, wow, Tal Stern's in the field, putting it at P4. And then Ran Tassoni P5. So, once again, newer car. It's completely different. Lots more power, lots more downforce. What am I doing? There we go. That's a bit more intense. Who else do we have in the field here today? Alan Gabay or Brom Aaron Yosigabe, Mark Zubarev, Gilead Heska here. I believe that's a newer name. As trying to get a look, but it's, yeah, lots of these drivers already done with their qualifying laps. Now here's a look at Alon here, making his way around Sebring, just trying to get some last-minute practice before the start of the race at the bumpiest track in all of North America. Also, check this out. This is everything on IIL that I could pick up Instagram-wise that I'm either following or they're following me. We got some Miniland action. We got some Yuval Merrick action here. Check out MF Racing YouTube. There's Rancisoni standing there on the pole. So lots of real-life racing for these drivers side by side with one another, as well as the official ILAKA Esports Instagram page. 150 followers there. Yep, there you see MF Racing. Check those guys out on the old Instagrams as well. Alrighty, that didn't take too long. Gridding is now starting up. Yuval Merrick confirmed. Pole sitter, Reuven, Arnon Levi, Tal Stern, and Rancisoni rounding out our top 5. And now would be a great time to test it. Who do we have on the driver camps tonight? There we go. Rancisoni, Yuval Merrick. What's going on, guys? I'm going to blow you up here in just a little bit. There you go. Wave at me if you can hear me. If not, well, you'll be listening to the race broadcast replay. But good luck to both of you tonight. Congratulations on Yuval Merrick on the pole. Oh, Rand says, all right, one quick break. I'll be right back. Yuval, I think, is a stone statue. No, there he goes. Okay, I thought I was lagging out. In all seriousness, though, I can't bring up the race info and give you a track map and all that stuff because for some reason it geeks out the graphics, but I can give you a track map on the right and super treacherous track here tonight from Sebring International Raceway. We're going to have just a quick pace stop, and so not enough time to get the tires up to temperature and operating pressures, as well as the brake temperatures. Hang on, is Rand? Oh, he did make it in time. Okay, wanted to double check there, but graphics will show up on the left side of your screen. These are newer graphics for this new LMP3 series here in IIL. ILAKA Esports appreciates everybody for joining us here on Stamp Studio Network. IIL YouTube. Green flag will be in the hands of Yuval Merrick or Reuven on the side. Here we go. We are racing from the bumpiest track in North America. Green flag is out, and we are already 3 wide back here for P4. These drivers going to try and make it stick down the outside line. That's Alan Gabe in that white LMP3 machine, side by side on his back bumper. Arnon Levi or Brahm running side by side as we are continuing to, clean start out of this Gold Series. You would not expect much more. Arnon Levi running a bit wide. Excuse me, that's or Brahm. Just a little bit of travel will be thrown up on the track, but not enough to influence the race just yet. Yuval Merrick still continuing to lead side by side into the hairpin. Or Brahm making it stick. Mark Zubarev, another Red Bull-esque paint scheme. Aaron right there behind us. Oh, Shauna Tater-Kirsch going to strike here in the Gold Series. Aaron goes around as well as Tom Rappaport gets involved. Once things boil down just a little bit, we'll take a look at some replays that occurred on this front lap. And looks like Tal Stern, he's had an incident on this front lap, but right on the back bumper of Alan Gabe heading into turns. I thought Mark Zubarev, and I think that was Arnon Levi back there about to go around. But this is the turns 15, 16 of the track now as we head into, well, here's 15, here's 16 now. Coming up into Sunset, turn number 17, and thankfully drivers, hopefully, oh yeah, the sun's already set here, so won't be in their eyes too much here heading into turn number 17 as we ride on board with Tal Stern. I would call that a heavy braking zone, but you got to carry the speed there into really, really bumpy section of the track. And Rantasoni, it looks like it may be carrying a bit too much speed, had to get up out of the throttle, lost time on corner exit for that number 43 is Tal Stern going to retain the 4th spot. And now that things are starting to just be calm just a little bit, let's take a look at what happened here on the green flag start. This is Aaron Delitsky having an incident. Taking a look at the slow-mo cams here, maybe a bit too slow, y'all, just going off himself, and oh boy, okay, well, a self-induced incident happened to sadly take out just a few more cars. Tomer Ventura here, I believe this was a separate incident coming out of the hairpin. Let's see if we can take a overhead shot at this. Oh, that's he's taking evasive action there. I don't blame him. Good run, Tomer. And then right before we're going to cut back to live, here is Tom Rappaport in that all-white LMP3 machine side by side. Out of the hairpin once again, has to take some evasive action, and, well, he zigged when he should have zagged there. Unfortunate run for Tom Rappaport, as any aero damage will completely ruin the rest of this 20-minute race. But don't count yourself out just yet, as the top 10 drivers will be inverted, something that we did not see in the Silver Series. We're going to have happen in the Gold Series. Yuval Merritt continues to lead here at Reuven. P2, Alon Gabay up 3 spots since the start, up to P3. So bumpy. I wonder if we can get a look at Rand here out of... Oh, it's already too late. Maybe Alex Kozichuk. Oh, these LMP3s are so fast. Here, let's take a look at Tomer Ventura. Look at the LMP3s battle the bumps here at Sebring International Raceway. Oh, no! Oh my gosh, this is a huge incident. Sison Baba around, Dima involved, as well as Omri Farag. What in the name just happened? Tomer coming to a stop. He is meatball flagged. Gee, oh my, I was trying to take a shout out and it ended up to a shout. Now, I don't know where I was going, but okay, Sison Baba, oh boy, the front bumper, that'll be a child souvenir. And then here we have, it may have just been an oh boy, right on the racing line, going to take out Dima Medovic as well as Omri Farag. And let's ride on board with Dima as this incident occurs. And this is why, I mean, this is iRacing here. Everything is simulated, the speeds. Dima has no time to react. Oh. Well, Dima did react, but he overreacted, and now let's hop on board with Omri here, as this is what he sees going into sunset, right behind Dima Medovinic. So he missed him. Oh, he almost missed him, but he would have, the line he was running, he would have hit Sison Baba. Tomer Ventura involved as well. As we cut back to live coverage, here is Tal Stern trying to hold off Or Brahm for P number 6. Rantasoni getting around Tal for P number 5. As we cut to the live driver cams, we'll hop on board with the man himself, Rantasoni. He's sitting P5. You got Yuval Merrick, that top driver cam, leading the race. But Rantasoni, I expect quite a bit. He knows how to work the downforce, the higher power cars, excuse me. Running the LMP3 Liger machine. I think he will be one to watch this season, as well as Yuval Merrick. I mentioned that in the Silver Series race. So we'll hop on board with... Actually, we got some battling here, a little bit back of the pack, so we'll come back to those driver cams, but you can't get a mid-race interview with these drivers. They're a little too focused. Oval, you can definitely do that, especially under caution. The late nights in the North American, the streams that I run, Bump and Run, as well as Penny Pleasers Cup, some more oval leagues. Oh boy, you never know what you might get in the mid-race interviews. As closest battle on track. Well, it's tied between Tal Stern's battle, trying to hold off Or Brahm up there in P6, and here we have Gilead and Yossi Gabay going at it here for P11. Yeah, if you guys are just now joining me, this is my co-commentators were busy as this is mid-Monday here across the pond in the United States, but not, I'll call it North America, there you go. But, oh, who was that just ran around? I think that was Tomer Ventura trying to, no, this was this battle. I think that was Arnon and Sison Baba. Excuse me, Rantasoni trying to reel in Arnon Levi here as we will. Ran's down in the slipstream here. Arnon Levi trying to break the slipstream, but not going to happen. Ran quick to jump right back in it as now we head into turn number 17. This is Sunset, trickiest turn on the circuit. Both drivers able to get the car woed down and somehow able to take the bumps and the G-force. And that machine ran up to P5, trying to take P4 over Arnon. Now on Gabe up 3 spots in front of these guys, but man, Arnon Levi having himself a great run tonight. Right in front of Ran is, oh boy, into the gravel he goes, but going to set him up for turn number 4 and 5 for Rantasoni. Going to have a better exit here onto the shorter straightaway at Sebring. A little bit of aero will take into effect as well. Who will be later on the brakes? Will it be Rantasoni trying to reel in Arnon Levi? Or does Arnon Levi pull the defensive move here into the hairpin? He pulls the defensive line. Ran able to get the car slowed down, and you saw him whip it into the actual racing line. A slightly, you'd think better exit there out of the hairpin, but actually sacrificed just a little bit. Continuing to stay right on the back bumper. This is looking at the nose cam of Rantasoni, the number 43 LMP3 Ligier machine. Oh man, diffuser, you could hear it there on the stream. I mean, striking at the rumble strips. You got to be careful, especially turns 14 through 16. You use just a little bit too much rumble strip. We saw it in that Silver Series. It will send your ass around. Oh my gosh, Ran still able to use it though. I thought I saw the left front off the racetrack as well as possibly even the left rear. Looking at the left front suspension out of Ran now, heading into Sunset. A little bit of dirty air coming off the machine of Arnon Levi is. Now that we're making some speed in these cars selected, dirty air and aerodynamics just become more and more of a thing. These cars, especially the LMP3s with the front splitter, that rear wing, the rear diffuser, super sensitive to aerodynamic properties, and gotta make sure to get a little clean air on the nose through some of those faster sector corners. Oh no! No, Tal Stern going around. He bit that tire barrier, able to get it going, but it may not be a meatball flag, but I was just talking about aero. That's going to be a loss of quite a few spots for Tal as we'll hop on board with him now. Take a look at what happened, possibly just trying to ask too much of the car. This is coming out of turn number 2, I do believe. And yep, the rumble strips. I just mentioned it. Sean and Tater Kerr strikes once again. Tal Stern around, going to bring up some gravel onto the racing surface, but able to keep it going. Gets the speed back up, but going to be interesting to see if we see Tal come in and take a front splitter repair on that LMP3. Battle between Arnon Levi. Rantasoni continues, and we're on board with Arnon here. I mean, Ran is definitely testing out the mental strength of Arnon here up in front. Not sure about you road racers, but if I see this in my mirror, and if I know a driver's faster, I know you gotta try and save your spot and protect your spot. But to save us as we go side by side, I was gonna say maybe a point by, but no, not happening out of Arnon Levi. He's gonna keep P4. Rantasoni still trying to work on P5 as Yuval Merrick, as we'll cut to him, we got to give him in the paint job there on the car running P1, running away with the race, a bit of a shout out, and just as I'm starting to shout out Yuval, guys, unfortunately, oh boy, Tal Stern bringing that machine into the pits, going to be out of the top 10, which, remember, the top 10 will be inverted this next 20 minutes, or, well, 8 minutes from now. So, yeah, you hate to see that, Tal Stern having the pace, but will be interesting to see what he can do in the next 20-minute heat race as Arnon Levi still holding off Ran. I don't know how he's doing it. Ran is hounding that bumper for the last 3-4 laps or so, and now would be a great time to, here we go, take a look at the focus, the dedication coming out of Ran Tassoni, as well as our race leader, Yuval Merrick, but he's got better places to be. Ran Tassoni still trying to work on the back bumper of Arnon Levi. I don't know about you guys. I don't think I've seen either one of them blink in the past maybe minute or two. Once again, no mid-race interviews coming from this Gold Series, but we'll be sure to get that top 3 interviewed, and as well as a little bit less of a rush because Silver Series just happening right before Gold Series. I only had 3 minutes to get into the session, but able to get the top 2 interviewed of Silver Series. This is just our closest battle on track. Sorry for sticking with it so much here, but the 43 machine of Ran going to try and get an earlier entry into Sunset. I think he may have maybe a bit too early and sacrificed just the exit a bit more on Arnon Levi. Biggest mover of the race here in P8, Ido Balstam. Up 6 spots since the start of the race in his number 50 Ligier LMP3 machine. Alex Kozachuk right there behind in P9. And Yoshi Gabe, don't count him out just yet of the 9th spot, but maybe in these last 5.5 minutes, maybe you're wanting to finish 10th. So you're on pole for our next race. Yoshi Gabe, I remember the season or two, he's been there for these inverted grids, and he takes advantage of them. So we will keep an eye on Yoshi Gabe heading into heat race number 2. As looks like Gilead, excuse me if I am pronouncing that wrong, having a bit of an incident. This is late. Let's back it up just a little bit and see what happens to the number 4 machine. That might be a little too deep into the hairpin. It is maybe a bit too much rear brake bias in that LMP3, and that'll loop the rear end around. Able to get it right back going. Gonna sprinkle some gravel on the racing line as he'll contact, I believe, Omri, is that? No, that wasn't Omri. That was another, a white LMP3 machine. Sorry, these are new paint schemes. These are new cars this series, so you'll have to stick with me as I'm getting this down. But man, this battle for P4 continuing to intensify. Looking at the back bumper of Arnon, did Ran make a little bit of contact? Oh my days, what just happened there in turn 1 is now Ran, excuse me, turn 17 is now Ran is into the wall. That'll break the toe link on the left front, maybe even left rear. Possibly even meatball flag for the number 5 machine. Let's see what happened there in turn 17. Okay, we are NASCAR mode. We were bump drafting down that back straightaway, and I think Arnon just braking a little bit too early, or maybe earlier than what Ran was anticipating, and then Ran just so much damage. Not going to happen. Not going to stick here into, well, that was 17 that he made contact. Let's take another look at that. I think we're going to need the old chopper cam here. Well, it's definitely contact between the two drivers. Definitely not intentional. With as many times as I've broadcasted this series, as well as these drivers, so this is quite as much racecraft and sportsmanship as I have ever seen within some road. There's maybe even, I mean, series overall that I broadcast for. So Definitely non-intentional, I do believe, for Rancesoni, but making contact and actually gave... never mind there, but Alex Kozacek is still working on Yossi Gabay. I believe Yossi made that move and has now made that... Yes, he has. Yossi was running P10, which will be pole for our next race. So Alex Kozacek, you can fight, but don't fight just too hard, because you will be P1 in just 2.5 minutes time. We'll hop on board with Alex now, looking at the back rear diffuser, rear wing of Yossi Gabay into turn number 17. This is the infamous sunset turn. Look at the wheel movement. I mean, Alex, probably all, I mean, definitely all drivers in the field here tonight, but man, the micro adjustments to try and just kind of simplify the and suppress the bumps here around the bumpiest track in North America. It's crazy. And that's not just turn 17. That is all around this very, very long track. 17 turns. What a turn of events here in this first race, as Rancesoni looks like... Did he give that spot? No, Rand actually went off track here. And that's actually what presented Alan Gabay getting the spot. This is going into, oh, what turn is this? The turn 3 exiting and to the long back straightaway. Rand went off the track just a little bit, but not enough to really influence his racing line or really lose too much grip in the car with all the gravel getting accumulated on those. Oh, are these Pirellis? Michelin, these gotta be Michelins, I don't know. Hopefully somebody in YouTube chat can tell us. As once again, I'm on the SSN broadcast, hanging out in that YouTube chat. Those drivers that are and fans that are watching in the IIL YouTube, I appreciate you coming out there as well. But I just don't have my eye on that chat at the moment, as this is the white flag for this heat race number 1 here from Sebring International Raceway. Don't count out Reuven just yet, as he has closed the gap now down to 1.3 seconds. Alan Gabay, 5.3 from P2. But, I mean, I thought Yuval had a hell of a lead. Matter of fact, if we bring up the lap timing comparison, yes, we actually see Reuven faster laps 6, 8, excuse me, 9 and 10. But that could be Yuval just toning it down just a little bit, as we've seen the pace here tonight. Matter of fact, picked it up just a little bit now. The gap is 1.5 seconds to P2. Hopping on board with Yuval now. It's very rare to see a mistake out of this number 25 machine, and here we see it. Just excellent race line. Right there where you need to be on corner entry as well as exit. And oh, he's hitting the was that the flashing lights? Does he know we're on board with us? That is, there you go. Yuval, by the time you hear this, maybe you'll be on the back straight. Give us a little friendly wave. It's a congratulatory P1 in the first ever LMP3 series race here in Gold Series. Well, he's got the audio off, but he knows. I think, why else would he flash just randomly there? Congratulations, Yuval Merrick, on P number 1 in heat race number 1, as well as race number 1. Triple, quadruple ones actions for Mr. Merrick. Reuven right there behind, 1.4 seconds back, going to finish out P2 in that number 1 LMP3 machine. Alan Gabay going to come across the line in P3. Rancesoni 13.5 seconds back, will bring it home P4. Tal Stern, what should have been P5 or 6, unfortunately will be P12, but can you continue to roll down the finishing order here? Or Bram, Arnon Levi, Mark Zubarev, Ido Balstan, Yossi Gabay, and Alex Kozacek will round out our top 10. Gilead Heskia. Apologies if I am just torturing that, as once again the bumps here at Sebring. My goodness gracious. Going to come home P11. Actually, Tal Stern, I said P11. He's a little slow on the track right now. there, maybe just a slower exit. He's P12 now. Got Tom Rappaport 4 seconds back. Thought maybe running out of fuel there for a second, but oh my, how are you seeing for Tom Rappaport? No front bumper out of that. You got the reflectors here reflecting maybe the moonlights. I mean, my goodness. Tom Rappaport limping it home here, P13th respectively. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, well, hopefully cleaner start for Tom Rappaport next time by Aaron Delitsky here, coming home P14. Tomir Ventura, Omri Farag, Dima Medvedenik, and Saisen Baba coming home P18. Is look at the fireworks. Hey, tone it down, boys. We got one more race to go. Top 10 inverted. Alex Kozachuk, Yossi Gabe, Ido Balstan will be those top 3 drivers with the top 10 inversion. And oh boy, I can catch my breath now. Welcome everybody just now joining in, possibly to IIL as well as SSN YouTube channels, to catch this final 20-minute heat coming at you live from Sebring International Raceway here in Florida. Bring you the old Google Earth shot now. World War II, old training grounds for some Air Force pilots. And now we have turned this into a racetrack just about a decade later. Appreciate everybody joining in. Especially if you got a YouTube account, make sure you say hi in chat and make sure you make your race picks for this Gold Series final 20-minute event here tonight, as looks like all the drivers, there you go, making their way to the grid now. Alrighty, we are rolling off. That was perfect timing. Green flag out at just the end of this corner here. This is sunset. That pace car will dive into the safety of the pits. Alex Kozachuk, Yossi Gabe, Ido Balstan, Mark Zubarev. The field is in your guys' hands. We are green flag racing from Sebring International Raceway. 2 wide, just a little bit further in the back of the pack. Don't wait until this turns to 3. Side by side, heading into turn number 3. This is Mark Zubarev on the inside of Alon Gabe there, making that move stick. To P4 he goes. There's a little bit of contact going to ensue in the back of the pack. Going to keep an eye on Bertal Stern and Rantasoni, especially our race winner, Yuval Merrick, if they're able to get through this start cleanly. Going to have a little bit of a gap, but Yuval hard into the brakes, and oh, car goes around. 2 separate incidents here. Yuval Merrick, our race winner. Oh boy, not what he needed. Going to take the shortcut onto the alternate layout here at Sebring International Raceway. Who else goes around? Omri Farag, Tom Rappaport. We will get a replay of this once the action dies down just a little bit, as we have Alon Gabe, Mark Zubarev still going side by side into the turn 14, 15, 16 complex. Mark Zubarev gets on to the rumble strips, going to send Alon Gabe into the left side tire barriers. This is so much more action-packed than our race 1 of Gold Series. As we bring you back up to the front of the pack, Alex Kozachuk, Yossi Gabe, Ido Balstan still continues our top 3 spots. Rantasoni up 3 spots now since the start, as now starts to look a little bit slower on the exit. Tal Stern, where did he come from? He is now battling for P4 with Rantasoni. Heading into sunset here, super risky to go side by side, but these drivers have the skill to make it work. Tal Stern, 3,000 road I rating. Rantasoni, 4,000 road I rating. Looking at the back of Rantasoni now, this is Tal Stern looking on the outside of turn 1. Not enough grip out there just yet, not enough rubber caked into the racing surface. But don't count out Aaron Delitsky, as well as Tyson Baba. Looks like he just had a off-track excursion, but able to keep his car moving forward. Battle for the lead continuing to intensify. Just 0.2 seconds back is Yossi Gabe, then Ido Balstan just 0.3 seconds back. That is just a car length or two for that number 17 machine of Yossi. He is right there. Just real quick, I'm just going to take a look at that Yuval incident. We saw a aerial cam shot of it. This is Yuval maybe just a little hard into the brakes, and then right behind him actually is another driver with maybe too much rear brake bias induced into the car. No, that was Yuval with too much rear brake bias, and another driver in front of him going around was, I believe that was Reuven. Yep, here we go. This is into the hairpin, same corner. We'll see if this is no. You see him try and make a little bit of a move there, and well, maybe that's all it took. Just get you look in your mirror just a little bit. As Reuven contact on the front right canard and splitter of his LMP3 car. Yossi Griiip, as we cut to that replay, I hate when this happens. Yossi losing quite a few spots here. Rantasoni up to P3. Nice work. Oh my goodness, this is a battle for the lead. You could throw a blanket over 1, 2, 3. As well as 4, 5, 6, a little bit further back in the pack, but we'll stick on board with Rantasoni here, trying to reel in Alex Kozacek. He will have the preferred racing line here to P. It's turn number 1, going to take that spot. Rantasoni up to P2. Biggest mover of the race, but this battle is not done. Side by side into turns number 2 and 3. Rantasoni able to make it stick. Ido Bostan running away with the lead for the moment. Yossi Griiip trying to get his car back and in his kind of working order. As we'll take a look and see what happened to Tal Stern here. This is sector number 3 or 4, the last sector of the track. And oh, yep, on the rumble strips, that's the incident we saw earlier out of Tal numbers. Tal Stern's number 11 LMP3. Battles all over the track. Yossi Griiip, Reuven here still going side by side. Got to be careful as this is a slower section of the track, and Yossi Griiip going to give way there. Is battle for the lead starting to kind of calm down just a little bit. Ido Bostan continuing to lead in the default paint job LMP3. Rantasoni up to P2. I'm still trying to see what happened to Yossi to kind of put him back in the pack just a little bit. Oh, here we go. I believe I have it right here. This is coming into, oh, trying to make the move. He makes it stick for just a second, but runs up into the gravel. Ooh, car is going to struggle with grip for possibly the rest of that lap. There is so much gravel accumulated on these tires that are, oh no, tags the number, the 5th place running car at the moment. Again, this is newer cars, newer paint jobs with me, so stick with me as I continue to learn them this series. Apologies, you're having to deal with so much of me in the booth. I want to cut to a crank it up, so I give you a break from my voice, but there's too many battles going on so close to the track, and we'll hop on board with Mark Zubrev here for just a moment as he is now getting passed by Orr Braum. Don't tell me that's the Sean and Tater curse once again. Oh no. Oh no, Rantasoni! 2 separate incidents, I do believe. Let's see what happened to Ran here, guys. Our biggest mover of the race. He had the pace. He had, well, hunch on target on his, not on his back, but he was going to be there, especially this race. But oh, self-induced, but a little bit of contact with the right front, as well as a baby blue machine of, I believe that was, could have been Omri Farag there behind, or no, I think Gilead there, who went off track as a result of that incident, but no harm, no foul, and just in the pace sector. It'd be interesting to see how much damage Rantasoni has to that right front of the car, and I think he's got a GoPro on the right front suspension of his car. We can see, okay, really no wrinkles going on there. So that could have been way worse for the number 43 LMP3 machine of Rantasoni. So he's got the pace. He's got the grip now to shove it down the inside here in Sunset. Turn number 17. Trying to pass Alex Kozachuk. Once again going to make that move work. Door quarter clear for the number 43. Well, defensive line there to turns number 1 as well is going to compromise just a little bit of corner exit speed as, yep, here comes Alex Kozachuk down the inside of Ranchisoni, but with Rand opening up the turn to the longer, or the shorter of the 2 back straightaways here at Sebring, I think Rand, he's going to have this run off. So we take a look at the rear cam, looking at Alex Kozachuk's number 9. Oh boy, Alex is not done just yet. Side by side, heading into tough hairpin. Turn number 6 here at Sebring. Ranchisoni keeping the spot. Here comes Sison Baba. Where did he come from? He is up 14 spots on the day. Excellent run for Sison Baba here. Oh man, I had Toka correct me on that name. No, we're watching it live happen here. That was Sison, I believe it's how it's pronounced. Apologies if I'm still getting that one wrong. A bit of contact with Aaron there. Sission, I believe it was, if I'm remembering back right well enough. But let's see if we can take a look here. And oh, that's late to the incident, but the aerial cam coverage, or we'll rewind this here. Oh man, just comes out of nowhere for Ranchisoni. Involved once again. Rand having to take the shortcut on the access road, even more gravel going up out of the exit of the hairpin, turn number 6. As the battle for the lead continuing to heat up here. Ryuven only 0.3 seconds back, and we'll take a look at the lap time history. Bottom of your screen there. Ryuven definitely faster than our leader, Ido Talas. We are halfway to go here in heat race number 2. 10 more minutes. Ryuven trying to look down the inside. He will, but not quite there just yet. I think he's trying to make Ido maybe look in his rearview mirror just a little bit more, force an issue. But oh my goodness gracious. Yuval Merrick has made his way back up to P3. And if these guys get battling just a bit too much, you best believe, I mean, Yuval, we've seen him have the pace here tonight as we are on board with him now. Yuval could be right back in this and could possibly pull a Rotom. Could pull a gold series sweep here today from Sebring, but oh boy, 2.5 seconds is an eternity, especially in gold series. So much pace for these drivers. Just have to be careful here if you're Ido and Ryuven. Keep in mind on what's on the line. You got points. You got, well, you know this race is broadcasted, so quite a few friends, family members watching. How hard are you going to push your LMP3 machine? Is, well, Ryuven, he's got maybe a little bit of damage on it, but not enough to slow down the pace. We are heading down into the last sector of the track here before the longer straightaways of the 2 that we have. Who gets the better exit? Who is going to get back to the throttle first here? Is it going to be Balstan or Ryuven? As Ryuven takes it just a little bit wide. Now Yuval Merrick has cut this gap down to 1.6 seconds. It was, I think it was 2.6 when we pulled up that driver cam. Is now once again side by side into Sunset here. Ryuven taking the lead away from Ido Balstan, and oh, that's what you wanted if you're Ryuven. You know Yuval has the pace, and he is right there. Now down to just a second gap to Ido is Yuval Merrick. Looking at the track map, we have battles starting to accumulate all over the track, but really our closest right now, right between Mark Zubrev, Dima Medvedik, and our battle for the lead overall. 0.8 seconds separates Ryuven and Ido, and now under a second. Yuval continuing to close that gap. Yuval could bring us the Sebring sweep here in Gold Series. Stick with us, just under 8 minutes to go here on SSN and IIL. So Yuval, a little bit of a swerve action there. Not sure what that was. Maybe, well, I don't want to assume anything there. Really not sure. Maybe swerve there into, I believe that was turn number. I'm not even going to try. But I do know that Sebring, one of my favorite racetracks, LMP3, one of my favorite road cars, you can call it, with kind of the less power compared to some other road cars, but the extreme amount of downforce. And if you're Yuval here, we'll hop on board with you have to go right now. You have to get around to Ido if you want a chance at winning this race, giving us the Sebring sweep, and he may have a chance at it here. Ido getting onto the gravel there and out of turn number 16. Here comes Yuval Merrick, now the inside into turn number 17. He is saying, I got this spot, and, well, here I come, Mr. Reuven. Such little emotion, but such focus out of that number 25 machine of Yuval Merrick. Man, what battles we have all around the track. Here's this one I just referenced earlier. Dima and Tom Rappaport going side by side out of the exit of turn number 17, heading into turn 1. Alex Kozacek, Mark Zubarev here as well. Mark Zubarev, that is a good line to hold there on turn 1, but no! Sean and Tater's Curse going to eat him up. As I thought he actually had the line, had the grip within the car, but it looked like he didn't, and we'll take a look and maybe see what happens. Maybe cut into the corner just a bit too soon. I'll have to rewind that here. There we go. He could have started the corner entry here just a bit too early, and oh no, I think the car just bottomed out. Once again, the bumpiest track here in North America. Is it time for a repave? Maybe so, maybe no. Don't come at me here in YouTube chat, but Mark Zubarev will probably say yes. Repave this puppy after that. But Reuven out in the lead. Yuval Merrick got that pass done for P number 2. He just now sits 2 seconds back. We saw a sweep in the Silver Series from Reuven. Do we see a Yuval Gold Series sweep out at Sebring International Raceway? He's going to have to pick up the pace just a little bit more now as we approach just under 5 minutes to go, coming to 4.5 this time by. Sisyan Baba holding off Aaron Delitsky here. If you guys are viewers of the last seasons of IIL, ILAKA Esports, kind of referenced it earlier, the car, it's completely different from what we have ran. We started out there with the old Super Formula lights and moved over to the much heavier BMW M4s with not as much downforce, but now we kind of go backwards in terms of in downforce, but in terms of the stepping stone ladder. If Tal Stern keeps this up, we'll be racing LMP2s next season, so hopefully we'll have us on board as on for that, but that is so far into the future. Oh boy, this has been such fun commentating and broadcasting, producing these last 3 seasons of IIL, ILAKA Esports. Could not be doing this with Tal Stern, Elian, Racer, I think that's Racing Fan 69 on Discord. Lots of work going on behind the scenes. So we just appreciate that and appreciate you guys having us back as Ray and Sony making another move. This is on Gilead to make P6 now. Get some more championship points. So we just now approach 3 minutes left to go in the race. Oh, Rand running a little bit wide. Looking on the back bumper of it now. Gilead, not really enough speed or momentum to look down the inside of Rand. Oh, he made him look in his mirrors, I bet. But oh boy, nope. Going to think better of it for Heskia. They're the number 4 machine in P7. No. Heskia going around here. Let's see what happened. It's definitely self-induced because we were right on board with this battle. Yep. Just forced a little bit too much, speed, not enough downforce to carry out of their turn number 16, heading into turn number 17. the last corner of the track. Oh boy, this is going to be a live look. Well, it's a replay, but it just happened. Ranchisoni here, a little bit too much damage on his LMP3 machine. Lost some handling and hits another bump there out of turn 17. Going to go around. Not going to lose a spot though. Continues to sit P6. Alrighty, depending on when our leader gets to the checkered, or excuse me, the start-finish line next time by, that will determine on if it will indeed be the white flag lap. And I bet you right now, if you're Ryuven or especially Yuval Merrick, well, you're kind of hoping the white flag comes out at this point. As tricky as this track is with the elevated rumble strips, the brake-by-wire systems of the LMP3 prototypes, as well as, I mean, just mental fatigue as well as physical fatigue. I ran an hour race here a couple nights ago, and my calves are still sore. But regardless, Yuval Merrick, he's faster at lap, I believe that's 6 and then 9, but oh man, 2.5 damn near seconds on lap 6, but just a 10th on lap 9. So Ryuven, it's going to take something a little bit special for Yuval to pull off the sweep here tonight after what has occurred earlier in this race. But yep, this should be it. Hopping on board with our race leader now. Ryuven, this should be the white flag coming out. We'll see in Barney, the flagman's hands. It is. White flag is confirmed. Ryuven, Yuval, Ido Baustan, Saisyan Baba, and Uran Delitsky are top 5 for the moment. Uran going to have just, I know we got 17 turns here at Sebring, but he's really, realistically, only has about 4 or 5 opportunities to make that pass happen, as well, the top 3 is pretty much solidified unless a simple mistake happens. And remember, we will be interviewing these top 3 drivers, so stick around for that after the race. Ranchisoni up to P6, Gilead Eskia there up to P7. Our biggest mover of the race, we will be cutting back to Saisyan Baba, number 5 machine. Trying to hold off Aaron Delitsky there for P number 4. Man, I thought Yuval would have the pace to catch. I thought we would see the Sebring sweep, but Ido Bastian giving Yuval a great run for his money in terms of clean battling, and maybe just burnt up a little bit too much tire, too much. Well, you can't really burn up the brakes here in iRacing, I don't believe, but mental and physical fatigue is, once again, it's so real. Once again, it's 3 days after a pretty important race I did, and my calves still begging me, hey, help us out here. But Ryuven going to lead us down one more time into turn number 17. This is sunset, but it is pitch black here tonight from Sebring International Raceway. Get the bars ready here tonight. Ryuven going to make this official. Congratulations. You will take the checkered flag here from heat race number 2. Sebring International Raceway belongs to you. Yuval Merrick will flash us with the headlights coming out of turn number 17. A tight battle here between Ido, Sisyan, Iran, Budge will come home. 3rd, 4th, 5th. Ranchisoni P6. Gilead Heskia there, P7. Tom Rappaport, P8. Man, Dima Medvedik. He's gone up 8 spots since the start of the race, tied for our 3rd biggest mover. Great run for him. Tomer Ventura coming home P10. Then moving on through P11 through P18. That will be Mark Zubarev, Omri Farag, Alex Kozachuk, Yossi Gabay. Man, you hate to see that. Oh, man, what was that? That did not sound like a healthy running LMP3 of Alex Kozachuk. Something, oh, you see the left front, it's not even spinning. Okay, anyways. Or Brahm coming home. Actually, Yossi Gabay, not to say anyways there, Yossi Gabay will take that spot. So will Omri Farag over the extremely slow Alex Kozachuk, going to lose out on a few spots there, just coming to the line. Glad I saw that. Apologies for playing it off for a second, but no, I meant Saw it close enough. Alon Gabay, Arnon Levi, Tal Stern will round out our finishing order here from the one, the only Sebring International Raceway. Stick with us here after a quick commercial break. We will be bringing you that top 3 interview, as well as, hey, Tal Stern, if you're listening, man, I know that there's so much you do behind the scenes for us, as well as Stam Studio Network and IIL. If you would like an interview, I'm more than happy to bring you up in the booth. But we will start with Ido, move our way up to Yuval and Reuven right after this quick ad break here on Stam Studio Network. Stick with us. I'll be right back with you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back here on Stam Studio Network, as well as the IIL YouTube channel. Once again, like to shout out to ILAKA Esports and Karting, as they are what makes this possible, one of the main sponsors, as well as Griiip, and I think that's SRS. But moving to our P2 finisher, Yuval Merrick, do you have a copy?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh, could have pulled the Rotom there. Could have pulled the Sebring sweep, but a little bit of action happened there into turn 1. I'll actually try and get a replay of it now. Walk us through it and what pace that you had to get back up to P2, man.
Yeah, basically, the first lap I forgot to take back the force, not the force, the brake bias.
The brake, yes, that's what I thought.
The front, yeah. Usually I'm running 57.0, but yeah, on the first lap I'm running 57.5, so just one click and yeah.
It happens that fast, and I think I saw that maybe once or twice in the Silver League as well. As, I mean, goodness, 1% on the brake bias. Fans at home might not think that means all that much, but it definitely does. And oh my goodness, yep, just going around, but thankfully not too much damage on the LMP3. What was it like working your way back up through the pack to P2?
Just putting my head down and pushing as hard as I can.
Well, congratulations there, Yuval. I see we got Ran Sassoni still on the driver cam, so hey, Ran, if you're around, might give you a driver interview as well. But Yuval, before we move on to our race winner, is there anybody that you would like to shout out?
Everyone behind the scenes, and especially Tal for making everything, you know, be as it is. And, yeah.
Well, appreciate that, Yuval. That means a lot, and congratulations once again on your drive up through the field.
Thank you.
Alrighty, we'll move over to Reuven now. Reuven, you got a copy? Oh, I heard a join noise there. Okay, Reuven does not look like he's with us, but we do have... Hey, at this point, anybody who wants to interview, yes, make your way in, please. We'll start off with Ran. Ran, you got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I copy.
Alrighty, man. Oh, what pace in this newer car we have in the LMP3 for you. Man, what was it like handling a bit more power, a bit more downforce?
Yeah, and it's like no matter what speed you're driving, it feels fast, and the steering is so hard, it breaks your teeth. It doesn't matter what pace you're in. It feels like you're driving fast.
Definitely so, and you were a pinball out there, man. Walk us through race 1, race 2. I mean, even though you're getting banged up on the old the side panels, quarter panels, you still had the pace.
Well, kind of. I got backhand damage. It influenced the downforce, especially at the rear. So it didn't really influence slow corners, but at medium to high speeds. For example, at the sunset bed.
I bet you were yeah, big time.
So sunset bend, I just lost it completely. It's very bumpy. It's really important to have downforce in that corner. So yeah, I was on the throttle and the car just snapped, and I just hoped not to miss the wall, you know. But I kept it and managed to keep my position. I was hoping to get a P3 in the second race, but circumstance, you know.
Well, congratulations once again. I think you will definitely be driver to watch in this Gold Series as the season continues. Is there anybody that you'd like to thank or shout out that makes it possible for you to come race with us this evening?
Yeah, so first of all, shout out to ILAKA for sponsoring this league, for Tal, of course, for managing, and for everybody that is taking part. And of course for you, Sean, and at Stamp Studios for broadcasting. We really appreciate it.
I appreciate that, Rand. That goes a lot further than you think it may go. So thank you so much, and we are going to move on to another driver now. So congratulations once again, and we'll be seeing you in 2 weeks' time.
Sure.
Alrighty. I think Alon is here in the chat. Alon Gabay, you have a copy?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hey, nice. Okay, sorry, that is not 6. Sorry there. Okay. You finished 16th here in this heat tonight. That's unfortunately 8 spots down on where you started. Kind of walk us through it, and what was Sebring like to you in the LMP3?
First of all, I had a really good start, but unfortunately I was battling with I don't know who it was, but he lost the car and then he hit me, so I fell a lot of places back. And then I tried to fight back and I got hit again, and then I got some damage, so it was quite difficult to continue. Then I spun. Yeah, but next time.
Yeah, looking at the replay here, if this is what you're referencing, that was some door-to-door, side-by-side battling with Mark Zubarev, and it looks like Mark he hit the rumble strips and his car shot up into you. I don't think it was anything intentional at all. Oh my, your rear wing flew off.
Unfortunate. It was good racing. So, but it's okay. It's normal.
Oh, definitely, man. How were the bumps around Sebring? I know it's an extremely bumpy track. Was the diffuser able to kind of take it well? Were you able to take it well?
Yeah, actually, I enjoyed this track. I really like it. Usually, I drive it with the GT3. So with LMP, it's much more bumpy. But yeah, it's nice. You can control it, and as much as you do it better, then it's easier to get, and then you're faster. So overall, it's fun.
Well, appreciate you taking the time to have a chat with us here after the race. That looks like just about everybody who wanted a quick word in with us. So before I catch my plane ride home, Alon, is there anybody that you would like to thank?
I would like to thank everyone for racing and making this championship, this league. It's really fun, it's cool. And I want to thank Tal because he's a legend, and also Tom. So I love you guys.
Shout out Tom, shout out Tal, shout out to every driver here tonight making it all possible. But in all seriousness, thank you, Alon Gabay, for taking the time, and everybody, I hope you have a great rest of your night. This has been Sean Stam on Stam Studio Network, as well as the IIL YouTube channel. Have a great rest of your night, and catch us in 2 weeks' time. Thank you all.